What's up, fellow Drops fans? We've got a spooky Red Rooster Colombia El Mirador Anaerobic Natural drop for you today. Let's get into it. Wait, what do you mean we weren't supposed to wear costumes? Hello, fellow Drops fans, coffee lovers everywhere, people of the internet. My name is Haley. I am your local resident Q grader, coming at you live from San Francisco's storefront and playground. Fellows, San Francisco storefront and playground. Here to talk to you on my favorite holiday, Halloween. Happy Halloween. About Red Rooster's Colombia El Mirador. It's an anaerobic natural, so experimental processed coffee. Before I get into why it's so cool and fun and awesome, let me get into how I am brewing it. So I'm using 20.5 grams of coffee in to 350 grams of coffee out, which is slightly different ratio than I normally would. Sorry, I had to think about what I was saying. Slightly different ratio than I normally would use. I'm grinding slightly coarser as well, so 6.1 on Ode with SSP, which is about a 5.1 on Ode Gen 2, which is about a 4.1 on Ode Gen 1, and I'm increasing agitation in this brew. So I bloomed at 41 grams, broke bloom at 40 seconds about, poured up to 150, did about 5 swirls, then I'll pour up to 250 right now, quick brew. And then after my last pour up to 350 grams, I'm gonna do actually 10 to 20 swirls of agitation. So a little bit increased agitation. We're looking for a total brew time, of course it varies, but we're looking for a total brew time of between 2 minutes 15 seconds to 2 minutes 45 seconds, probably leaning towards the 2 minute 45 seconds if you use less agitation, and leaning towards the quicker if you use more agitation, if that makes sense. I'm using an agitation heavy coarse brew at a lower temperature of 203 degrees Fahrenheit to sort of just really tease out the natural sweetness in this coffee, and not go into any kind of over extraction mode. I find that my thought process and my brain thoughts is that this coffee, because being an anaerobic natural, probably a little bit more soluble. So wanted to coarsen the grind setting so water's not spending a ton of time in the coffee, but agitate to kind of still bump up that extraction, and then the lower temperature, right, to bring out that syrupy sweetness that's naturally present. All right. Wow, I really just did that and didn't talk about anything. Here I am. As far as Opus grind settings go, it's hard to directly compare Opus and Ode, because Ode has flat burrs, whereas Opus has conical burrs. Flat burrs are just kind of by their very nature gonna be a certain degree clearer, whereas Opus's burrs are gonna produce a different clarity in the coffee, a different level, right? So hard to compare directly, but I believe around a 7 with the inner ring set all the way to the negative, so set to the finer on the inner ring, would be where I would start. If anything, I would pull it 1 macro adjustment back finer from that even still. I'm finding it's coming out pretty good on Opus with those parameters. When brewed to what I find is optimal, this coffee has a lot of hibiscus, like that pink sweet florals quality to it, with a syrupy and sweet body, lots of like red fruit candy in there, and a citrus quality, kind of like a sweet mandarin as well, along with a lot of other flavors. Always want to know what you're tasting. If you want to drop us a comment in the comment section, drop us a line. I love to read through them. Thank you so much to our friends at Red Rooster for bringing us this wonderful coffee. Appreciate y'all. Happy Halloween to everyone out there watching. And since it is a holiday, and I imagine that there are probably Halloween gatherings in store, I've included an XF recipe on our brew guide blog post in addition to the Stag X recipe and espresso recipe. So happy Halloween. As always, it is easy to order from Fellow Drops. All you have to do is text us back the number of bags you would like, 1, 2, 5, however many, and we will send them to you, send one bag or many to you. If you don't want coffee, don't text us back. We won't charge you or send you unnecessary coffee. We will just text you next week with another wonderful curated selection. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I will see you next week for another brew guide video. Cheers.